Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, it's because you'd like to register to vote in Florida, and I'm here to show you how easy that is. I'm going to go over a couple quick facts here. Just keep in mind that everything that has a link that says here is going to be included as a link in the description of the video so that you can find out some more information. First things first, you can register online in 5 minutes or less. You can actually complete the entire thing right here so long as you have a Florida ID already, driver's license or ID, and you know the last four of your social. And that's what we're going to do here in a minute at registertovoteflorida.gov. Next thing is you actually don't need a Florida ID to register or to vote. There are other documents available. And you don't need to live in Florida for most of the year in order to register or vote in Florida. Florida is a closed primary state that determines who you can vote for in primary based on your party affiliation. And you must register within 29 days of an election to be able to vote for it. So make sure you get that taken care of in time. And your registration information is a public record. If there's any issue with that for you, there are some options available. Some people have some safety issues, things like that. Now, let's go to registertovoteflorida.gov. This is the criteria you must meet to be eligible to vote. Please note for returning citizens if they have some questions about what needs to be done in order to have their right to vote restored. I'm also going to provide a link in the description for that. So let's go ahead and register. We mark that we are a citizen of the U.S. and affirm that neither of these is true and hit continue. You'll see that you can do a new registration or change your registration. Obviously, we'll be doing a new registration. We put in the driver's license number, the issue date of that ID, which is the most recent. If you've been here for a while and you've had multiple iterations of your license, if you've got any old ones hanging around, ignore those. Use whatever the most recent date is. Last four of your social. And make sure that the name that you put in is actually the name exactly as it appears on your license, because that is what is going to be used to match your identity. So you will want to make sure that you add middle name, suffix if either of those is pertinent. If for some reason you only have one name, you would use the last name field for that. And your date of birth. Mark not a robot and hit continue. You'll notice it brings us to the next screen. If there's no error message up there, what it's really telling you is that it did match to your ID card and you can go ahead and continue the process. If it didn't find a match in the system, you would see a little message up here saying that, and you could go back and edit that information if you accidentally put in an error. So, first things first, you're going to select a party affiliation. Keep in mind that in primaries, you can only vote for the people who are members of the party that you have selected as your party affiliation. No party affiliation is an option. It is not the same as Independent Party of Florida. Independent is actually an actual party. So go ahead and indicate your party affiliation, and then click on here to add your address, where you physically live. This will determine where your districts are that you will be able to vote for. Start with your zip code, the house number, and the street name with no extra fluff, no direction or anything like that. Click on look up your address. It will give you some options here. Select the one that is correct for you. It will fill in the county supervisor that you will be associated with and use this address. Now that you have done that, you'll see your information added in. If you have a mailing address, or if you will not be physically at your residential address during election season, you will want to provide a mailing address, because vote by mail ballots, voting information, things like that cannot be forwarded. If not, just continue on. This former name and former address, you're not required to provide it, but it does help keep the voter rolls clean. You are not required to add this information, but you can. Keep in mind, if you do so, it will be a part of the public record along with the rest. you would like assistance with voting, you need to indicate it here. If you would like to become a poll worker, you would indicate it here. Now, if you are an active duty uniformed service or merchant marine member or a dependent of one, or if you're a U.S. citizen residing outside the U.S., make sure you indicate that. That will ensure that you receive your information, your ballots, in the mail a little bit earlier than everyone else to accommodate mailing time. If neither of those apply, select none of the above and hit continue. This is your review page. If you look at any of this information and it isn't accurate, you have the option to review it, and if you need to, you can edit it here. If all of this information is accurate, all you do is you click on the oath, signifying that you legally affirm that you are legally allowed to register to vote, and it is giving you a message letting you know that the information that they are seeing with the Florida Department of Highway Safety as your signature, if that is not the signature that you currently use, you're going to want to update that before you register to vote. So make sure you take a look and see if those signatures match before you do it. If everything's good, you hit submit. If you're one of those people who did not have your driver's license or social available, you'd have an option to print this so that you could take it in. You're given an application reference number and told that it might take 1 to 2 business for it to reflect. However, it is accurate as of the moment you hit that submit button. So everything's in there and you have a record of it, and that's how easy it is. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your supervisor of elections office and they'll give you a hand. Hope this has been helpful. Happy voting.